Hi and welcome to the vlog. I'm sitting here with an Elin who's suddenly looking extremely happy for having screamed at me pretty much the whole day. Oh, you're in a right grump today, aren't you? I suspect it is tummy ache related. She hasn't had a bowel movement in a couple of days and she's screaming a lot. And she doesn't seem to tolerate the compact feed as well as she was tolerating the peptide feed, so we've gone back to peptide and but she's been a right grump most of the day. Little moments of giggles, but a lot of screaming in between. And again, this whole, what can we do? How can we help her? Mummy, how do we get her screaming? And I said, beats me, she screamed for 2 years. She screamed for 2 years. I kind of just learned to roll with it. I did, didn't I? Yes. One of the things that really made her giggle today was talking to her dad and her sister. Hey, were you talking to your daddy, Elin? Yeah, and your sister? Are you about to start screaming again? Were you talking to your daddy? Oh, well, she's not talking to me, that's for sure. Elin! Hi! Rat bag! Who's a rat bag? You the rat bag! Yeah. Yes. We had a really nice video call with Dad and Alice earlier, and I have had quite a few questions actually about Dad in all of this. Where is Dad? What's Dad doing? Why is Dad not helping? What's going on? So I thought I'd put all of that in a vlog. Dad has Alice right now. When Elin comes out of hospital, Dad is going to have Elin for the rest of her recovery time. We decided on this when Elin's operation was booked. They still had quite a stringent COVID protocol. So yes, we were allowed to swap over every 5 days. Oh, shush! We were allowed to swap over every 5 days, but whoever was coming in had to do a PCR test and isolate for 3 days before coming in. Which means that Alice would have had to do PCR test and isolate for 3 days before Rob and I swap over. And we just basically said, we're not doing that, Alice. She's a sociable little bunny. Keeping her away from her friends and from school just for the sake of swapping over is not good for her. It's much better for Alice to just stay with her dad the whole time. It's in her neighborhood, it's within walking distance of her school, it is amongst all of her friends. Perfect. She's just gonna, be with him. And they're having a fantastic time. They're doing a lot of good fun things together. They've been out cycling, they have, I think Alice said they were building a volcano. I know they've built a jewelry box, they've played games, and apparently tomorrow is going to be a paddling pool party outside the house with all of her friends. So yes, they're having a fantastic time. And I'm with Elin in hospital now, and it works out so much better for all of us. First of all, the bed is not long enough for the girl's dad. He would not fit on that. I just about fit on that. I can show you. But yeah, he would be so uncomfortable and would do his back in really, really quickly if he had to sleep on that. Also, he doesn't cope very well with sleep deprivation. I do. I don't actually have an issue with it. I went through so many years when I was pregnant with Elin and when Elin was little and when I was pregnant with Alice and when Alice was little, of getting maybe 4 hours of broken sleep a night if I was lucky. I can cope with sleep deprivation. It doesn't faze me. This is not a cue for you to be a rat bag the entire night. Just saying. Because you started plotting there. You went, ooh, you're okay with sleep deprivation. Well, guess what is happening tonight, mommy? I'm gonna make sure that you eat those words. Yeah. Oh, shush. Yeah, so it doesn't bother me to stay in hospital this whole time. and it is much better for all involved that it's me being in hospital and Dad being at home with Alice. So much better. I also don't like not being first hand when Elin is this ill. I want to be there and be a part of it, and I think in general my attitude towards medical professionals and to other medical parents on the wards and all of those kinds of things, I'm a much more sociable person, and I'm much better at asking for help. So yes, and this doesn't, I'm in no way saying that Dad is a bad person, because he's really not. He's amazing, and as I say, he and Alice are having so much fun. And when Elin gets out of hospital, she's going to her dad's, and she's gonna spend about a month there to recover at home, and that is gonna be the absolutely best place for her. She loves and adores her dad. She's gonna get so many daddy cuddles, and he is just so brilliant when it comes to bringing her back up to her fluid and calorie requirements on a blended diet, and giving her so much attention, and just, yeah, he's great. And then I get to have Alice that whole time, and she gets to load up on Mummy Love, which she is feeling rather short on at the moment. I miss you, Mummy. Yeah, she misses you too, Elin. Did you hear her say that? Yeah, whatever. What F's? What F's? Yeah? Hello, sweetheart. You're very cute. And I'm absolutely not suffering. Honestly, I am not. Can you see this beautiful dress I'm wearing today? I found it in a charity shop yesterday when I left the hospital and went into Stanmore to go to the supermarket, and went, you know what, I'm going to have a little bit of a browse. Because I can, because Elin has one-to-one care, so she's left with the nurses and I can get away. It also means that I got to a supermarket and could stock up on snacks, and I have so many wonderful and generous friends and family members who have paid for takeaways for me. So I'm eating extremely well. I found some amazing food. It is very much my kind of food. It's sushi, and it's Malaysian, and it's Thai, and it's Vietnamese. Do you think there's a slight trend here? I'm gonna pause for a moment because the nurse. Hi. I've also met some really wonderful people, wonderful other parents, having nice chats. I think we're having so much fun. The various nurses and doctors and I got a lot of banter going, and yeah, it really works. Yes, I've been in hospital for 2.5 weeks. Yes, I miss my home, and I very much miss my bed. Yes, I do, Elin, but I'm actually absolutely okay here. I'm doing absolutely fine, and Alice is doing absolutely fine, and Dad is a perfectly involved dad. Like, I have a feeling that even if we were still together, we would have split it exactly like this, in exactly the same way, for exactly the same reasons. So I have no issues whatsoever with him. To be perfectly honest, all of this was my plan. I introduced it to him. I said, these are their rules, these are my thoughts around it, this is what I suggest we do, and he's like, yeah, cool. Yeah. The only thing that annoys me, one thing annoys me, it's not his fault, but it is that somehow everybody dealing with Elin's discharge care are contacting me. And I'm like, seriously, I'm not the one doing it. I am not the one she's going to be living with once she's discharged. I am not taking responsibility for additional carer budget. I am not taking responsibility for physiotherapy. I'm not taking responsibility for follow-up appointments and this, that, and the other. Like, I genuinely do not care. It's not my problem. Of course I care. But quite frankly, I have enough being medical mama in here. I am not adding admin that don't concern me on top of it. Like, call her dad. Call her dad. Please call her dad. You know that she lives with her dad? Yes, so can you call him? Dad is her main carer. Please call him. It's basically what I've been repeating now for 2 weeks straight. Call her dad. Speak to him. Contact him. But they all contact me first. And it's not only personnel in here. Like, I can get it if personnel in here do it, but it's people in Elin's community care do it as well. And I'm like, you know that Dad is the main contact. So I'm gonna take a stand for feminism and say that this is the unconscious bias of mums being the main carers, and it doesn't matter what it says on all the paperwork, we're gonna call mum anyway, so work with me please, ladies who do care in the community, and men, there are a few of those as well. Please work with me and don't fall into that trap. There is a perfectly capable dad. Yes, he is a man, but he is Elin's main carer, so you can definitely contact him. Oh, thank you. Feels so good to get that out of my system. Yes, it does, doesn't it? See, I can even do laundry here. And we are in a private room with an ensuite. So, yes. Private bathroom. That's a luxury. I was talking to mum today, who's in, and there was a screaming baby on the ward who amused the Elin no end. The screaming baby was in a shared room, 4 beds. So yes, I spoke to a mum who was sharing room with the screaming baby, and then the other person in the room had a snoring father. So on one side she has a man snoring away, and on the other side she's got a baby screaming. So apparently she didn't get a lot of sleep last night. Like, the only one screaming at me is Elin, and actually quite often she goes into fits of giggles instead. I can cope with that. I don't mind the fits of giggles. I really don't. What is that little tongue doing? What is that little tongue doing? So I am so grateful we have a private room. I also have earplugs with me, another thing I'm grateful for. I always bring earplugs to hospital. I can hear Elin through them. I mean, let's face it, I can hear Elin through anything because I'm so tuned in. Like, I don't even think it's hearing, it's just me having complete, all of my senses aimed at her to know how she is at all times. Yeah. Super mum. Yeah, so I can hear her even if I'm wearing earplugs, and it rather takes the edge of the screaming. It's much better. Now you're happy, you little brat. Yeah. Is the paracetamol and ibuprofen kicking in now? I sort of want to start weaning her off the morphine, because I'm rather hoping we're going to be home early next week. So, but she won't. Have I had morphine? No, I haven't. She will not get morphine when she's home. She will only have paracetamol and ibuprofen. So, I want to see how she gets on with only those 2. Yeah? What are you doing now? What's going on? I have an idea for you, Elin. Poop! It will make everything much better. Trust me. Don't look so surprised. It will. Don't you growl at me, child. You're so cute. Yes, you are. Super cute. And I now have no sensation in my left leg anymore because she's sitting on my thigh and has cut off all blood supply to the lower leg. And she's like, you can have that. You cut off my bones in my left leg, so I'm going to cut off the blood supply in yours. Right. Ow. Ah. Oof. Ow. All right, fine. I'm going to have a strong word with my daughter about laughing at my discomfort. Talk to you again soon. Bye.